Hey guys, this is Amy with A Stitch For You again, and this is a tutorial for our new Snap anti-back holder. It fits multiple sizes of anti-back, and you can unsnap your design, your felty, and you can put all different ones on there. And these are some of the designs that are releasing first, and we'll be adding many more. And you can see they have a snap on the back and a snap on the holder. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make the strap, we're going to make the felty, and we're going to make the holder, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, to get started, I wanted to show you some of my favorite supplies and things that you're going to need for this tutorial. You're going to need vinyl, thin vinyl, for your straps. You're going to need smaller pieces here with corresponding felt pieces for your felties, and then you're going to need a front and a back for each of your holders. You're also going to need fun scissors, you're going to need spray adhesive, you're going to need threads to go with your designs, eventually you'll need anti-back, you're going to need snaps, you're going to need a full set for the strap and the holder, and then you're going to need a half set for the front of the holder that will connect to the other half set that is on the felt. And you're going to need a rotary cutter with a ruler or scissors to cut your pieces to the sizes that you're going to need. Okay, so there's your supplies. All right, and we're going to get started with the strap, so just 1 second. Okay guys, so I've loaded the file for the straps into my software on the computer, which I use Sew It Pro. There's many different programs out there you could use. And I merge the design, copy and merge the design multiple times within a 5x7 hooping to maximize my stabilizer and my materials. So that's why you see so many here. The actual file that you download will only have one, and you can put as many in there as you want. You can do different colors. This is set up to do all one color, and I'm going to split it at the halfway point and do two. Okay, so there's 3 steps. You're going to have a placement, a tack down, and then you put the back on and the motif stitch. And I'm stitching on a single needle Baby Lock Flourish 2, and here we go. Okay, so you've got your placement stitch, and I'm just going to do a little bit of spray on a couple of these. This is the spray adhesive by Dritz. There's a couple of different ones. 505 works. It's not permanent. It's temporary. You can sew through it. It doesn't gum up your needles too much. And then I'm going to slide that on there just a little. And this guy is going to cover this half of straps. I'm actually going to do them this way because that will do a couple of them a different direction. Okay. And I'm going to change my thread color. Now it's going to stitch the tack down stitch. Okay, so you can see the tack down stitches here. Now I'm going to take it out of the hoop, or out of the machine, sorry. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to add my backing, or back fabric, or vinyl. My goodness, sorry. Just for these guys. And I use medical tape by 3M. You can get it on Amazon or all over Walmart by the Band-Aids. And I'm going to tape it down just in a few spots so that it doesn't catch on the bottom of the machine. And then you're going to flip that over and make sure all your under pieces aren't sticking. And we're going to do the motif stitch, and then those straps will be done. All right, be right back. Okay, while the straps are finishing the motif stitch I wanted to tell you that you also need a snap press. This is from Canned Snaps. And the pokey thing, which has a real name and I don't remember it right now. And we're going to add this snap to your little 3-inch. For these felties, you can cut your vinyl to 3 inches and your felt to 3 inches. And you can see I poked a hole. Whoops, let me focus that. Sorry guys. A hole right in the center. And you're going to put your snap right in there for the pointy part. Oh my gosh. It's hard to do with one hand. You wouldn't think so. Let's try it this way. Sorry. There we go. So you're going to put that through there. And you're going to put this end on it. And you're going to want to always do the rounded snap side on your felts and the harder side on your holder. This is called the male piece and this is called the female piece, and they have to be different in order to connect. The male goes in the female. Get it? Ha! I didn't get it. I mean, I got it. I didn't know how to explain it, and so someone told me to do it like that. So then you're going to clamp that down with your snap press, and that piece will go set aside until we get to the felties, okay? Be right back. Okay, so I've got the straps completed. They are sewn together. There's that color. I'm doing 2 sets at a time. And now I'm going to trim them, and you don't want to trim too close to the motif stitch because you'll cut your threads, and then you'll be super sad and you'll have to start over. So I'm going to trim one of these and get it ready for us to go, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's our 2.5-inch strap all ready to go. So we're going to set that aside with the pieces for the holders, and we're going to move on to the felties. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I've already done 3 in this hooping, and I've got my last one placement stitch here, so we're going to go do that one. So you do your placement, you spray a little bit of spray, and this is my vinyl for this last one here. You're just going to line that up, put that down, and do the tack down. Okay, so you don't need to move your hoop at all. You're just going to take your thread and you're going to switch it to your next color step. And it's going to be the straps of your flip-flop. And feel free to get creative with your colors and your vinyls. Make sure you look at textures. We're just going to start that one there. And I'll see you when it's done. All right, I'll show you it did a nice outline there. And I'm gonna trim these little ends. And I'm using my handy dandy snippers from Havel's. I don't know if you guys can see that. There you go. These are like a lifesaver. If you don't have them, get them. You can get them from all different places. Amazon, All Stitched Up by Angela, I think, carries them on her website. She is awesome. She has amazing fabrics, you guys. Our next step is going to be the little flower on the flip-flop. So we are going to switch to a fun coral, and this is by Floriani. My lighting's not great, but it's really pretty. So we're going to go with that one. And I do use a thread stand behind my machine. I find that it gives the thread a little bit more time to relax before you try to stitch with it, and I have a lot less breakage. Alright, this is going to stitch the outer flower petals, and I'll be right back. Okay, our flower petals are done. We're going to switch to the flower center, and this is a bright yellow from Isacord. And if you guys are working with a machine that only does 4x4, the felties and the holder can be done in a 4x4, and the strap. So it's a total, can be for the smaller machines as well. Let's get that started. Okay, that one's done. It's a quick step. So you're going to pull your hoop off the machine and flip it over. Actually, while I have it flipped over, I'm going to switch my bobbin out, so I don't have to do it in the middle of the holder. Thank you for waiting. Okay, remember that piece of felt that we put the snap on? Okay, so here's how we're going to use it. You can see on these guys kind of how I have them all taped down. So, oops, sorry. We're going to tape this one down. First, I'm going to trim up these threads so they don't show at the end. Okay, so what you do is you basically are just going to eyeball it into the center. You can't see because of my big hand. Okay, into the center of your design. Just making sure that it's far enough away from the edges that it's not going to catch your needle guard. And then you're just going to tape it down. And like you can see, this design, because it's narrow, we didn't quite need the whole 3x3 square. And then you put one little piece over the snap. Just, it doesn't catch, but just to make sure, okay? Make sure those are all holding it down for sure. And then you're going to slide this back on here. And this is going to be your finishing step for the felty. Alright. And we should be all good to go. You can kind of see it lifting up here with the snap. And that's going to be a finishing bean stitch just around the edge. See, it doesn't catch the needle guard even. And we're using a 7511 ballpoint needle. And your felty is done. Well, except for the cutting. Woohoo! Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off the hoop and I'll show you the felty there. So adorbs. And let me talk to you about vinyl real quick. So there's so many different kinds, you guys. This white one is a white, kind of like a hollow sparkle. The turquoise is, oh, I wish I could show you better in the light. It's such a beautiful shimmer. The pink is like almost a mirror. And then the lime, if you can't tell, is a sparkle. Actually, I'm sorry, a glitter. And it's pretty, it's the thinnest of the four, and real pliable, real easy to use. You can see it's thinner. It's got a like woven backing. This one has more like a brushed cloth backing, and so does do these three. Okay, so I'm going to take these off and I'm going to cut one out and we're going to move on to the holder. Hold on. Okay guys, so we're going to do the holder now. I'm going to cut my felties out while it's doing the longer steps. It's going to stitch your placement, and again, in my software, I copied and merged the holder design for a 5x7 hoop so that I can do 2 at a time in separate colors. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch one. It'll be done, and then we'll stitch this one together. One sec. Okay, as you can see, there's my placement stitch. I'm going to spray it with my temp adhesive. And I'm going to do the first one and then we'll do the second one. Okay, so here's your placement for your holder. And you're going to take your front vinyl, and I'm doing rainbow. Whoops, there you go. It's kind of a rainbow hollow shimmer. And then you decide, do you want, which way, if you're using a print, which way you want your print. Remember, this is the top, the straight edge. So I'm going to do it this way because I like to get more colors on there. I'm going to put the yellow at the top, I think. Blues at the bottom. Make sure it's straight-ish. Straight-ish. Okay. Let's move that down. Switch out my thread. We're going to do white thread so it shows up for you guys. But the great thing about rainbow is you could do any color. Oops. And this white thread is from Metro Embroidery. If you haven't tried their Metro Pro thread, you totally should. Prices are phenomenal, and I would say it's comparable to Floriani. I love it just as much. All right, we're going to do the tack down. Okay, the next step is you leave your hoop in. I'm just pulling it out to show you. It did our tack down stitch. Is going to be the decorative motif stitch. And I'll be right back. Okay, next is going to be a placement for your snap. So it's just going to stitch a little hole. Or actually a little circle. Okay, now we're going to do the placement for the strap. Okay, so now, sorry, I was cutting out one of my flip-flops. You're going to pull this off the machine, and you're going to turn it sideways like this and trim your threads. Can you see that? It's not really, huh? Okay. So, this is your little circle where your snap's going to go. And then these two lines, you want to center your strap just a little below the bottom line, like this. Grab my strap, and we're going to put the pink down. And I just do it about there. Just barely over the line, just enough that it's going to tack it down. Actually, we'll go down just a little bit more. Just make sure you've got it as straight as possible. And you're going to tape that down. You tape it above your line so you make sure you don't stitch on it. And then way down just the tip, tape it in place, okay? And now we're going to stitch the tack down on the strap. Okay, and now we're going to put the back on. So you flip it over, and I'm using a different color so that it's easy to see. And you have two options. You can line this up right below the bottom of the motif stitch, or you can just go over it. This one doesn't have a shorter back than the front, really. I like to do it just below the motif so that when I trim it, I don't have to trim the back at all. So I'm just lining the edge up to the very inside edge of my motif stitching that I can see, okay? And you can see I didn't cut these back pieces down. They're super huge. So you're going to tape that in place. And I put one piece actually over the middle to hold it down because it doesn't stitch there. And all the rest of these are on the edges. Whoops. we go. Okay. Give me one sec. Sometimes the hollow vinyl likes to stick to the plastic if you're using a single needle. So you just kind of got to give it a, hear that? You can hear it kind of sticking. But it should be okay to just do this stitch, okay? So we're going to run it. It's going to be a closing stitch along each side, but not in the center of the bottom or in the top. Be right back. Okay, so there is the holder. It is sewn. The back is on. And now we're going to move over to the trimming station where we're going to add the other hoop and cut it out, okay? Be right back. Okay, guys, here we are at the table. And so I'm going to take that out of my hoop. I use a tearaway. You can use cutaway if you like. I use tearaway pretty much for all kinds of things. And for my in the hoop stuff, I used a medium weight tearaway. This is, you can see it's pretty thick. I don't like the really thin ones. You can see it's got a great tear. You want to try different ones. This is TM20A from sewingmachines.com. I've also tried the stabilizer that Metro sells, and I've tried a few on Amazon, and I just always go back to this one. It's what I hoop. It's what I float underneath. I just really like the feeling of it. It's nice and crisp. It doesn't leave a lot of residue. You can see how easy it tears. But, you know, play around with it. Try it with both. Some people swear by cutaway because it's stronger. It really is personal preference. When I'm trimming, I like really sharp scissors. Like this. These are my all-time favorite. They are 4-inch from Ginger. And I must have, I don't know, 15 pairs. I just dull them, and since I can't sharpen them, I have to buy new ones. And I even have calluses on my fingers, which, yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to trim this up. When you're trimming this, you want to make sure to hold your strap out of the way when you're cutting this top, okay? Because it sucks when you cut the strap off. Just saying from personal experience. Okay, so hold that down. And you're going to trim that. I'm going to trim it. I'm going to trim both of them, and then we'll attach the snap. It's super easy, and we'll attach the snaps on the strap. So one sec. Okay, guys, it's all trimmed. They're both all trimmed. So pretty. That's for another project. I can't show you right now. You'll see it eventually. So here's our rainbow one. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your, I think it's called an awl, maybe? I can't remember. Your pokey thing. And you're going to go right in the center of that circle. And carefully push it through your fingers in there. Don't poke yourself too hard. Okay. And I'll see if I can show you the inside. Kinda, sorta. See my pointy thing sticking out there? Okay. So what you're going to do now is you are going to take your snap set. Remember the male piece and the snap head. And you're going to fit that into your hole you just cut. You can put your finger underneath to guide it. And it takes a little bit of practice to get it right in the right spot. When you're only working with 2 fingers inside there. Whoops. Okay, oop. Yep, and then you drop it. Push my hole through again. It's kind of hard. I almost wish I had like a sticky finger to hold on to it. So as you're pushing it, you can kind of feel where it's going. There we go. Poke it through. Okay, got that there. You're going to stick your male piece on there. And I found with my handheld snap press, turn it around and stick it in the bottom. Okay, so you got to guide it on, and you feel, I hook my fingernail on that part, and you got to guide it in there till you can feel it, that it's in the base in the right place. Okay, squeeze it, really good pressure. Okay, and that one's on there, nice and tight. Okay, now for our other one sec. Okay, so for our set that is going on the strap, because that's 2 pieces of vinyl, you want to use the long snaps. I believe they're called extra long or long. I'm not exactly sure. So I've got a full set there. You are going to position your strap one near the end, but not over the edge, not on your stitching. You can see where that one is. And you poke that through. Now, before you put on your other piece, I like to use it as my gauge. So decide where you want it to be and push just a little, and it's going to leave a mark. See that in the reflection? So you know where to put your other snaps so they line up well. Okay. And that one is going to go from the underside. And these ones don't really matter, male or female, as long as you have one of each. You slide your press under there again and hook it. There's one. There's the other. You can also use a table press, but for these ones that have to go inside, it's a little bit easier to use the handheld one. And that is your holder. And then look at this. Oh my God, so stinking cute. Is that not adorable? I cannot stand it. Look at it. And they kind of spin. So like if you're bored at work or whatever, so cute. Like the flip-flop is so summer. Here it is with the white one. Adorable. I did a pink. They snap on and off really well. They hold nicely as well. Oop, I've got a little stray thread I'm going to trim. That bugs me. Okay. Adorableness. That's that mirror. And this is the green. You can kind of see the glitter better here. So pretty. I think that one's my favorite. Oh, look, he's so cute. Oh, he's got a thread. Shh, I'll trim that in a sec. But isn't that cute? So you can totally change them. No more needing to have a different one for each handbag. You can just change what's on it. And then I wanted to show you guys some of the other designs we have coming out. Do you have a favorite medical professional that you want to say thank you to? We did a little scrub top. And here's a different version of a red version. And this is a black version of the holder. And look how fab that is. Is that not the cutest? I don't know why this is so out of focus. Look at that. Oh my God. So cute. Eee! There is a nurse hat to go with those. Adorableness. And this guy is my fave. And I did him in glow vinyl. This is our germ, complete with his mask. Look, is that not the hilarious? I love it. There is a matching holder for each of these 3 designs as well. Oh, and we have a blue scrub for the dudes or for whoever. And then this one is gorgeous. We'll put him on silver so you can see the difference. This is our sweet little bumblebee. And the detail is just adorable. I love him. He's so cute. And you could do the background color any color you wanted to. And then we have this awesome sunflower. And there's a few others that'll be coming too. And we'll be adding tons. And we love requests. Again, this is A Stitch For You. These are the Snap Felties and the Snap Anti-Back Holder. I hope you've enjoyed my video. If you did, make sure to subscribe and share with your friends. You can always search for my other ones by searching A Stitch For You on YouTube. Alrighty, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below the video. Have a great day. Bye.